You're here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and we're talking about animals. Animals and witchcraft. Woohoo! Yeah! Alright. Load over here to my desk. Look at all these animals I have. I love getting these kinds of things at thrift shops. This one's ceramic. And keeping them on my curio shelves. They look so cool. When we do a tour of my room, you can see where they're at. I've been meaning to do that, but I really need to clean it. I'm bad at dusting. This little tiny one, her leg broke, so she has to stay on this cow that's a two-headed cow. I got it at a curio shop in Seattle. Lamb. Eleanor. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. That's Eleanor. She has a lot to say always. And then when I was little and I lived on a farm, I used to hang out with this guy. I call him Sheen, and he's from a Pee Wee Herman thing. He's a character. And he's always been with me, and he helps me with spells and stuff. And I have some taxidermy here. I'd love to say I had to take my candle down because I spilled it all over the table. Splashed all over the curtain. And when it tipped, it stayed lit. And the coin stayed where it was. It was really weird. I picked it up really quick. And don't try and clean up wax right after you spill it. Just wait until it hardens. My husband thinks that you're supposed to just like get in there, but then it like waxes the floor. Wait till it hardens and then get a knife and try and pry it up. It spilled on my very old antique stool. I was like, oh no, but I mean, things happen, you know. Things happen. So, animals and witchcraft, and if you, so you can take this literally, like own, you know, you have an animal that's your part of your family, your pet, you own it, you love it. Or, you can use animal spirits when it's, this is, I believe, a mink skull. And you can use the spirit of the animal like I do. You can try and channel that through meditation. You can just use a little figurine to represent that in your magics. And I'll read through what all the qualities of these things are. Here's a really cool, like, brassy fly that I got. And, you know, you can use the horns. You can use the spirit of the animal here. Yeah, I'm a candle tipper. So, you know, just keep these things safe. And then you can also be really fun with it. And if you don't have any of these things, just borrow a stuffed animal from your child or from a friend just to like kind of have with you while you're doing the spell to represent these things that we'll talk about. So here we go. We're reading from Encyclopedia of Wicca and Witchcraft by Raven G. I didn't find anything on it like this title in the Buckland book, but anyway, I thought this was just a fun thing to read. Let's read it together for the first time. Animals and witchcraft are associated with and connected to various magical and mysterious themes. They used magic with a K there. Many of these animals appear in Neolithic images associated with deities that are lunar in nature and possess mother goddess symbolism. The most common creatures associated with witchcraft are the frog, the owl, the serpent, the pig, the stag, the goat, the wolf, and the horse. Okay? These are all creatures that appear in various writings concerning witches from the classical period through modern times. By medieval period, though, the bat, the mouse, and the cat had also been linked to witchcraft. The continuity of the identification of specific animals with witchcraft that are so connected to Neolithic cults and pre-Christian European mystery schools, having a similar or identical relationship seems to suggest a long-standing occult tradition of the same type. It is a very ancient belief that witches possess the power to transform into animal form. That's interesting. I've heard it a couple times in witchcraft legends from around the world about witches being able to change into even partial, like animal heads, not even wearing them, but changing the anatomy of themselves into it. So I think that's interesting. It's a very ancient belief that every animal associated with witchcraft during the classical period was also linked to the ancient chthonic cults of old Europe. This is likewise true of the earliest forms of deities associated with witchcraft, such as Hecate, Diana, and Proserpina. During the Middle Ages, witches were believed to employ animal products which accomplish physical transformation as well as power over nature. For example, in folklore, the blood of the bat smeared on a broomstick allowed the witch to fly at night. Where's my bat? This is one of 5 bats. I took the other 4 and I'm giving them as very special gifts to very special witch friends. So the blood of the bat. That's a little taxidermy bat. In folklore, the blood of the bat smeared on a broomstick allowed the witch to fly at night, according to a peasant belief. Peasant belief. And I've heard that quite a few times about using the blood of a bat on a broomstick. Also, that would be accompanied with like a very poisonous and sometimes deadly witch's flying oil, which contained mandrake and other very poisonous items that they ingested. So you never, ever, 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 ever do that. You can't even touch mandrake. You're not supposed to. Alright. Love you guys. How's your day? I hope it's really good. I'm doing up so many videos before I go to work. Then when I come home, I'll probably do more. Tonight is Saturday Night Lore. I read from lore books that are super creepy and scary. Okay. Throat. The association of animals to witchcraft in a manner that parallels pre-Christian European paganism is one of many examples of antiquity of themes identified with Wicca witchcraft. Early humans performed rituals and placed offerings in attempt to obtain the powers of various animals. I kind of do that. You know, doing rituals, giving offerings to obtain the... No, I'm not obtaining the powers of the animals. I'm asking the spirit for help, so it's kind of similar. The ancients believed that everything possessed a spirit or soul, and that through mimicry a person could attract some element of that soul to his or herself. This was accomplished by wearing the fur, feathers, horns, or some other part of the desired animal. When I wear my fur coats, I have a white fox coat, I have a brown mink coat, and I have a rabbit coat. White rabbit. When I wear those coats, I feel so amazing. Like, I ask the spirit of some of them are family heirlooms, and one of them I got while I was thrifting at a, thrift or charity shop. But when you wear them, you're friends with that spirit of the animal, I'm not the person who made or asked for the coat, but I don't want the coat to go to some closet where it's never worn or something. I want to, make sure it comes with me and I can love the spirit of that animal and talk to it, and I'm serious. I talk to my things, all of them, all of the time. And so when you wear a fur coat, it's really awesome, and you can wear that coat during ritual and ask the fox for the fox powers. You know, when we talked through this, we learned the powers of the fox. Check out my video on the animal, wild unknown animal spirit deck, because I'm going through the whole thing 3 cards at a time. Okay, before I lose my voice, let's finish this. So yeah, this was accomplished by the ancients. I'm just rereading. The ancients believed that everything possessed a spirit or soul, and that through mimicry, a person could attract some element of that soul to his or herself. This was accomplished by wearing the fur, feathers, and horns, or some other part of the desired animal. Then, by also mimicking the behavior of the animal, something of its spirit passed into the person performing the act, so I could act like a fox while I had the coat on. Once accomplished, the person possessed a familiar spirit, and thereby affinity and rapport was established. Animals were believed to be closer to nature than humans, one reason our ancestors sought a more intimate relationship with them. Everything from wearing animal charms to ascribed animal forms to the zodiac was an attempt to link to the primal force. Awesome. I think my zodiac sign is... Oh no, well, my Chinese zodiac sign is the dog, I think. Because I'm a Gemini. The desire of the witch to be linked to an intimate manner with nature was the root of the concept known as the witch's familiar. One of the earliest references to witches and animals comes from the ancient Greek writings of Homer, circa 850 BC, in which he speaks of the witch known as Circe and the transformation of humans into swine. Pigs are so cool. In my childhood, I hung out with them all the time. All the time. They're so funny, too. They're really they'll play with you. So fun. In Europe, in Northern Europe, oral legends related to animals, particularly those of Ireland, were first recorded in writing during the 6th century AD. The majority of such writings date from the early 12th century AD and were complied by Catholic monks. The most significant collections appear in the 4 branches of the Mabinogi. Other works, such as the Book of Invasions, the Finn Cycle, and Ulster Cycle, also include symbolic animal lore. Same name animals appear with great similarity in correspondences and associations throughout the continental Europe and the British Isles. Alright. And then in this book, he has it says see all these things that he has. She has, sorry. Bat, cat, familiar spirit, frog, goat, horse, mouse, owl, pig, serpent, stag, and wolf. So she's got a lot of animals in this book, and we read from Bat in the Bat video, didn't we? Woo! So, thank you for coming back and joining us, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and all my little animal friends for another episode here at the Taxidermy Witch. I'm losing my voice. I'm going to be eating some Manuka honey to try and do that, because did you know that Manuka honey is like medicine, and it is probably even better than medicine. So I'll be doing that. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful day.